There we go. There we go. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. I'm going to start over here in a second, and whoever join us, thanks for watching, guys, over here in our Facebook group. Super excited about this session today with those superstars we have on the Zoom. So I'm gonna let me introduce you guys. So hey everybody, thanks for joining. So I'll go by my screen order, so we know who's right now on the broadcast. We got Robin Auwerda from the Long Beach Coastal. Robin, thanks, good to have you.
Yeah, it's fun.
And we have Roger Horn, the Calabasas office. Roger.
There.
Thanks for joining. Julie Newman from the Calabasas office.
Hey, hey.
Thanks for joining, Jules. We have Al Agena from the South Bay office. Al.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for joining as well. And then we have Rich Pisani out of all the offices, but he's currently in is it Rancho Mirage, you said?
Rancho Mirage, yes.
Rancho Mirage. Yeah, this is not a Zoom background. That's a real view out of Rich's computer. Awesome. Good to have you guys. Super excited about this session. Once a month, we're doing kind of like of a brainstorming, masterminding. And the idea here is to really talk about, and to share about the mindset, right, of the producer, how you guys staying motivated, how you keep yourself motivated, how you keep sane around the insanity around us, unless you think that everything is fine, which is okay too, and yeah, we would love to kind of start to chat about that. So let's just do a quick round for a second and maybe a few seconds about a little bit about your background, and then share the with positivity the best thing that happened to you the last 7 months. Julie, go.
You want Julie to go first?
Yeah, ladies first. Sorry, guys.
I feel like we got a break. We have time. We don't have to do open houses. I don't have to set up, 40 open house signs and get everybody to their place and organize. So I get weekends. I get weekends back.
That's a good way to look at it. And Julie, how long you've been doing this real estate?
Oh, you want me to start over? I'm Julie Newman. I've been in the industry for 25 years. Always maintaining 20% or higher. I think the last couple of years in top 1% with Keller Williams nationwide. I don't know where that ranks in numbers or whatever, but I do both sides, buyer and seller. I do residential. I've dabbled in a little bit of land and development and tract home sales. And I feel, I've been busy, I've stayed busy, but I feel like I've slowed down a little bit because I think the quality of care is tremendously demanding on me. I do a lot of referrals. I do a lot of sphere of influence. I do a lot of past clients. I do a lot of friends, family, neighbors, as far as what business platforms I generate business with. So I'm more on the caring side of taking care of my clients. I'm not just numbers. So my numbers have gone down, but the quality of relationships have gone up.
I love it. Good stuff, Julie. Thanks. Al, you're up next.
All right, my name's Al Agena. Been in real estate 15 years. I was a programmer prior to that. I got into the business mainly because my dad was in the business. Did a couple open houses at the peak of the market in 05, right around there, and quit my programming job, went real estate full time, and then the market bottomed out. So it was a huge learning curve, but it was a good thing because the fundamentals of prospecting were ingrained for me to survive this business. One thing that in the last several months I've learned is to become more efficient with this pandemic. just like Julie said, no more open houses, things like that. But we've become highly efficient in communicating through Zoom, through phone calls with deep conversations. I still prefer face-to-face, and that's something I still got to learn to do better, is communicate better over the phone. Overall, business is okay with me. I mean, I'm still gonna do probably about the same I did last year to this year, so it's all the same.
Yeah, Al on fire for sure. Awesome. Thanks for joining, Al.
Sure, thank you.
And for sharing. Yeah, Robin.
I'm Robin Auwerda with Coastal Properties Office. Been a realtor since 2005. Did retail before that and was completely done with that. And jumped into real estate full time. I think one of the things that really has helped me in the last couple of months is that I'm more structured in business because I really put myself on a schedule when it all first started. And I learned a lot more online tools for the business besides social media and whatnot, like Command. I went on a lot of webinars. I had time for that. And for a while, the weekends were definitely back. They're kind of disappearing a little bit because it is busier now. But for a while, it was actually kind of a calm, nice, focused time.
Yeah, well said. And I love the diversity as well. And, you know, always learning new things.
Right, yeah.
That's
It was a good thing.
Part of our existence. Thanks, Robin. Good to have you too. Roger.
Yeah, Roger Horn from Calabasas. I've been in the business since 1986. This year's been okay. It's been, you know, it started off actually very strong. And one thing I really realized recently is how much business I do off open houses. Like I never really appreciated how much business I get off open houses. Listings, buyers, it's remarkable. So I kind of miss open houses. I don't mind working on the weekends because I always loved that about real estate because I could take a Thursday off when everybody's working. So, you know, I kind of like that. So I do miss that, but what I've done is I have, you know, like Julie said, tried to deepen my relationships with my clients and you know, have more meaningful conversations, and that's been going very well. So that's good. And I do feel like I feel things starting to open up again. Like I feel like I had a couple, like a 60-day kind of slow spot, but now all of a sudden my phone's ringing. So, you know, that's just kind of the way it goes. So that's good. And just the best thing that's happened to me over the last 7 months, I started exercising. So
I'm jealous.
I know that was, well, you were exercising. No, that is a good thing. That was very important to do. So yeah.
Good stuff, Roger. Always good to have you. Thank you. Rich.
Wow. Well, a lot of people don't know, I started my career years and years ago in entertainment. So I was in entertainment for the longest time. I got my real estate license in 2005 and really went into real estate full time only in 2010 and started residential, went to few offices here and there, started in Dilbeck, to Rodeo, Coldwell, and then I joined Calabasas office as the broker.
Oh. Rich, you're coming in and out. You're cutting a little bit. I think it's your internet connection.
Unfortunately, I've got a horrible connection, and I apologize. So I'm here in Rancho Mirage. That's one of the good things that's happened, because we bought a place down here, and we're in the last stages of construction. So I have a whole bunch of workers in the other room, and so it's really noisy in there. So I have to be a little further out. So unfortunately, I have a bad connection. But anyways, so just I'll leave it. I'll send it back to you. Hopefully you heard some of that.
Yeah, we got it. we got most of it. Thank you.
All right.
Good to have you, Rich. So,
All right.
and thanks for sharing, guys. So, here's a question, okay? And it can come from any direction. It can be someone who's new, someone who's producing. We all humans, right? Unless you're virtual, right? So how do you keep it going? How do you keep yourself in the mindset? And I'm not even talking about, hey, did you sell more? Did you sell less? Not even about that, right? Just as someone who's been doing this full-time as a professional, right? And things happen, especially if you're, want to talk facts. The last 7 months been pandemic months. It doesn't happen really every year or every 10 years. It's just, in our case, it happens maybe every 100 years, right? We've just been very fortunate to live through it right now. So how do you keep it sane, focused, purposeful with all the craziness around us? And
we just call you. We call, I just call you. Meny. It's been hell, Meny. It really has. It's been hard. I mean, I'll be the first to say it's been hard. On top of everything else, I have people who, like, I have two households within 500 feet of my house. The gentleman across the street lost 3 people in his family just in the month of May.
wow.
The guy across the street, the lady across the street, she lost her husband. I mean, I don't know that it's related to coronavirus. It's just, people get sick and then they're afraid to go to the hospital and then they go, maybe they go too late. It's been really, really rough. My parents don't want to leave the house. My dad has a defibrillator. It's been tough trying to get him to maneuver around. He won't go to the doctors, won't go to his checkups. So I have 2 kids that moved out. I have one that moved back during coronavirus and then moved out with a couple friends. I had one that went to college, and just the turmoil of graduating from high school and then trying to figure out how to get to college, whether she's going to go to college. And really, honestly, it sounds crazy, but I get up in the morning and I go watch YouTube videos. I mean, whether it's Tony Robbins or it's, Jim Rohn or whatever it is, 20 minutes of something like that, just to kind of get my mind clean and clear. And I pile through. I try to make it at least till 1 o'clock. I drive our broker, Rich, nuts with all kinds of crazy questions because of all the crazy forms that they keep adding. I probably called them on each form at least 10 times. I've got renters. I have renters that aren't paying. Got to deal with that, trying to find attorneys, listening to webinars. I think you just gonna say no to a lot of stuff. I feel like that's probably the biggest transition that I've made. I just have to say no to a lot of things and focus on what I have to do, what's needed, what's necessary to help my family and the people that are around me and the clients that are having a hard time that are calling on me for help. Yeah. I have a lot of divorces. It's been really hard for a lot of people. It's hard to take all of that on and then start all over the next day and refresh your mindset and your energy level and do it all over again. So, I feed on it though. I like it.
So what I got from you, Julie, and thanks for open up and share. What I got from you is that you're feeding your mind early in the morning, so it will most likely will carry for the day, no matter what challenges, and always gonna be challenges that will come your way. So that's how you, by watching YouTubes, etc. So okay, that's good stuff.
And then also the trainer, I still see him 2 or 3 times in the morning. I meet him at 5:30 in the morning in the parking lot. We do whatever we could do just to have interaction. I was taking my kids too, just to have physical, interpersonal interaction out in fresh air.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's my 2 cents.
Who else? Thanks for sharing, Julie.
I have to say the same thing every morning. I wake up either out for a swim or go surf or run or cycle. Just get grounded and then start the day fresh. So I have to, piggyback on what Julie said.
Yeah, and I'll definitely, third that. And just to really, for me, it's just really like this smart morning ritual, which for me is super sacred. Like all day long, I can get pulled in a lot of directions, but my mornings are really important to me to, exercise. And also the other thing I've been doing too, which, I'm not super consistent at, but when I do it, it's very, very, very helpful, is meditation. Like, it's unbelievable. And you download the app Headspace or Calm and try to sit there for 5 minutes quietly. That is hard. And the more you do it, the more you quiet, and you really notice like your anxiety level diminishes. I really believe in that. I should do it more since I'm pitching it so much, but when I do it, it's really a valuable tool, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like 5-10 minutes is enough twice a day or something.
I want to see Julie sit quietly for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I actually do the same thing, Roger. I go on YouTube and I just Google like chakra meditation or just meditation with what are they called? Bath salt, sound baths, where they have those little tubes, and you could get them 5 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, and I'll do them at night before I go to bed and just put the timer on, or I'll do it in the afternoon with my kids.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube really, that is the other thing I've really discovered. I mean, I kind of knew it, but the last 7 months, my goodness, what an incredible storage of information. And like, there's this yoga person that I've been following, and she's got like 1.7 million followers, so she's like incredible. But even just yoga, just, mild, not like going crazy, but just any little thing I do like that, physical and moving, it just really does lift my mood.
Love it.
Well, my wife introduced me to these funny little things called goals a couple of years ago. And so we always have one big goal that we're going after at a time. And normally they're financial goals. Those are the ones that really motivate me to continue going. Because one of the things is we want to retire comfortably. So that definitely helps me to kind of keep my mind straight and focused. And it has really helped me to just reach out to fellow realtors or business owners that I used to have business mixers with, just to get hey, what are you doing? How are you dealing with things? That really has helped me too. And I love the fact that there's a couple of realtors in our office that I can just pick up the phone or shoot a quick text and have a little conversation and like, oh, okay, so they're still working. I guess I should be working, or I should be focused on XYZ. So that really helps me with motivating myself to keep going at it, because it's like Julie said, it's not always easy. You have the lockdown, then it opens up a little bit, and then they lock down things again, and it's like, really, when is this over? So you need other people to kind of talk to you and talk you off the ledge or whatever. So that's what helps me a lot.
Well said, Robin.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
I guess for me, I never had. I've been more busy since the pandemic than before the pandemic, because new forms, we've gotten the state association and the local association. We're both meeting once a week with tons of information. So that motivates me to learn, learn what's going on, how to best to keep our agents informed. So So I've been busier than ever. I mean, you know, Zoom is, I have 3 to 4 Zoom calls a day. Right now we're in the middle of CAR director meetings. I'm a CAR director. So, so I've been busier than ever. And I turned off my video just in hopes that the connection was a little better. So hopefully you're hearing.
Yeah, yeah, we actually hear you loud and clear, and thank you for sharing. And you know, one of the reasons also that I had I'm having Rich on the line. You know, Rich is our acting broker of record, is to share like a different angle as well, right? Like, you know, Rich he does sell, but not in the capacity as, you know, the full-time agent. So to have a little bit of both, and I appreciate you taking the time and joining us too. And Rich is kind of like a hub of all the goodness and all the craziness that comes from all the directions. So he can be like myself, you know, I get the good phone calls and I get the other phone calls. So that's why, you know, here is us talking, and Robin mentioned, hey, you know, it's kind of cool. I pick up the phone and call people, and like, you know, there's always there's a connection of some kind, and you get motivated just by doing that. And by the way, Robin, here's us over here sharing those concepts, and people are watching us right now on Facebook Live, and people are going to watch later on the recording. But you know why? Because we want to share. So it's as simple as, you know, pick up the phone and talk to your peers and say, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? Right?
Works well.
Yeah. Hopefully they're going to pick up. So here's another question for you guys. Talking about habits, right? Good habits, bad habits, things that are going to help us, things that we don't know if they're going to help us. Well, you know, the last few months or what have you, or it can be even, you can extend even longer than that. What kind of habits you embraced, new habits, and what habits did you say, you know what, I'm going to stop doing this starting tomorrow or whatever? Anybody?
Putting yourself on a schedule is what I did. More focused, like from 9 till 1. That's my for sure work schedule. Especially when it was all at home. You know, I'm kind of like a squirrel. There's a shiny object, and I'm, you know. So I really made sure that I was on that schedule, and that really helped me to stay in contact with my clients, reaching out. I mean, we all did the care calls and the letters and whatnot, but that really has paid off in the last couple of months with transactions. So that was really helpful. Learning about new tools. I mean, I was on, I think, every webinar, and I was just at square eyes looking at my laptop. But I learned a lot, like commands. I kind of sort of know now. So there's a lot of things that came from this that sped things up in my business. So kind of happy about that.
I think it's a great opportunity. This was a great opportunity for people to step up and learn. There are those, I know that there are those agents who just like shut down after the initial to stay home. But you know, if you took time and you took that time and you utilized it in order to educate yourself, I think those are agents who, you know, step out in front and are great, you know, a great asset.
Yeah. Thanks, Rich. Yeah. Who else, guys? What kind of habits did you embrace? What kind of new habits or other habits you dropped that helped you out?
Well, I'm definitely a little bit of a news junkie, and this is, you know, I'm definitely trying to first of all, I completely eliminated it from my mornings. So I will not watch the news in the morning. It's too, I get physical anxiety. So that'll just bring me down that road, and it's destructive. So, you know, I'm really trying to, you know, watch input, and then also social media. You know, that is another thing for me. Like I could just be drawn to it, and it's just it's not that you're reading negative stuff, but it's just you know, there's a movie that I haven't watched yet that I've been told to watch, which is that Social Dilemma or something like that. That it just shows you like what these people are doing to you. They manipulate you, and they, you know, it causes you to be anxious and stuff like that. So you know, I'm trying to be very purposeful about my social media too, and not let it work me, but I want to work it.
Everybody should watch that movie.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I had my kids watch it too.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's the detriment of our society, of our world. Kids should watch it.
What did it mean to you, Julie? Like how do you?
I was the person that said no to nothing. I did everything. And I feel like, oh, where'd you go? There you go.
There you go.
I don't know if it's a habit, but you know, I do everything. I go everywhere with everybody. I like people. I want to be out. I want to do things. I want to be busy. I think with all of this, it slowed me down, where I've been able to really appreciate the things that matter most, I guess you could say. So I think you kind of, if you sit quietly with the meditation, or you just, you know, you can't go anywhere or do anything, you have a better ability to decipher what needs to be done. And again, it goes back to what's important. You know, what is your reason why? What's important? What is, you know, what needs to take place? It's not what you want. It's not the happy hour and the fun and all that, even though those things have to be incorporated. For me, the hardest thing to tackle all of this is, because I am such a strong personality, is being there to help the people along. Obviously, it'd be my kids first. My kids struggled a lot through this. I'm not saying, I mean, they're resilient, they're young, they're kids, they're healthy, but making sure that I'm 2 steps ahead of their mindset. You know, the marriage issues with myself, with my family dynamics, with clients. Some people really were losing it. I had to be the voice of reason. I had to keep them moving along. Some people in my world were panicking, really, honestly, tremendous panic. And you don't know what people's mental health is going to be, but I'm frantically moving along trying to help distressful.
There's been so much going on, you know, it's really between, you know, just it's not just the virus. I mean, there's just been so much turmoil in everything,
right?
And uncertainty, and
having kids come over in small groups just to get away from their parents because their parents won't let them out of the house, and being a safe place just for people who are fighting in their marriage, and people who lost a loved one, just reaching out and going and sitting with them, and really just sitting with them.
And
it's
normally
like everybody's
the places
in mourning.
that people go aren't open. You know, churches aren't open. Like the places that people go to get that relief are not open.
Right.
So I'm hearing you say that, and I'm thinking about that. Like, it's pretty amazing.
There's been a lot of get-togethers, just, in the matter of 2 people or me with a family. And it really is just, let's just get grounded. Let's just calm down. Let's look at the pros and cons. Maybe it's like counseling. It's almost like there's a lot of people, I don't want to say in mourning, but that same type of mindset. They just don't know what to do. They can't think it through. I still am dealing with people. I have people that are like in their 60s, 70s telling me they've been married for 40 years, getting divorced. It's, it's like therapy. Do you guys feel like what your job is right now is more therapy than it is sales?
Sometimes.
That's 100%
always
of
like that,
business. Hey, Robin?
No, I mean, sometimes it's therapy, but for whatever reason, I think that most people that, especially in the first couple of months, that did not stop looking for a home or did not decide to take their home off the market, that's really what I focused on business-wise. So those are the upbeat people that help you through things too, because, you know, we keep going. At the same time, yeah, you do have to continue to reach out and kind of read between the lines or listen between the lines when you talk with people. If you hear something that is like giving up or whatnot, then you have to kind of circle back and, you know, try to make them feel better somehow. And I think that's still going on for a lot of people, that you have to kind of watch them and not tell them you're watching them, but kind of reach out frequently, which is fun at the same time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients also that were just hands down moving to get closer to family. People coming from up north, getting closer to their brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, cousins. I have a lot of people leaving California to go with, like, live near their kids. A lot of people that are just like, you know, they just take a leap of faith and they've been here all their lives and they want something different. They Google the best place for whatever it is they're interested in. They put their house on the market and they just go. It's been kind of wild. People are taking chances. And I mean, I have a lady now who Googled the best place, the best, you know, value for retirement. They've lived here all their lives. They're moving to Indiana.
I've done it. I've made that Google search. Not that
Yeah.
I'm quite ready yet, but believe me, I'm making that Google search. All, you know, it's a very interesting. And also, you know, I'll speak for myself. Just turning 56, it may not be bad knowledge. That's the other thing I was thinking about, like knowing where these places are and becoming familiar with them, because it's going to be happening more and more. People are going to be getting out of here, and to be able to help them with the best top 10 places to go, tax wise, whatever the, you know, the interest is, you know, that's just great service, extra service.
It's fun. I mean, when you connect with agents from other states and see what their markets are doing, how they're, I mean, there's a lot of people that love the California agents because everybody's leaving.
Yeah. It's even amazing even to go online and look at what, you know, 500,000 gets you in wherever, you know, it's very interesting. And, you know, it's interesting because places aren't as cheap as you would think too. You know, it's like, you can't move to Colorado and for 200 grand, you know, it's you're going to spend some money. So it's interesting.
That's another, by the way, niche that you can go after. Some people in this, you know, in this industry, right, nationwide, they're focusing mostly on referrals from other agents, like different states. Those could be like big numbers. You know, if you are the, you know, receiving or the shipping side, or whatever side, it's about relationship.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy today from Idaho, and I have a referral for Idaho, and he pitched me on how he does a whole tour system. He sold 300 houses, 60% are all from California or other states. And he gives them like he brings them in like in a group and takes them on a full tour of the town.
Amazing.
He's got a whole package to send me just on his services of city tours in Idaho.
So here, this is like one thing, because my next question was, share, you know, one thing or more that you've learned from other agents in the industry that was very creative those last few months that you maybe added to your business, or maybe like, that could be interesting. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to start doing tours in Calabasas, Julie, right? I mean, maybe you could, but
KW Calabasas bus?
Calabasas bus, yeah, open bus. Is there anything that you guys learned from someone else, how they did something, or practice-wise, or different things you can think of?
Well, I have a friend who's a realtor in Denver, and he, instead of passing out pumpkins on every doorstep, he brings them all to the front of his house, and people come and get them. And I just thought that was brilliant. Like, you know, you get to meet them. Like, here's an exchange instead of like just, you know, half of the people don't even want the pumpkin, you know, but people coming to his house, they're coming to get their pumpkin.
By appointment only.
Yes. Yeah, he's got 350 pumpkins on his front lawn.
Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I find that the marketing is getting really clever, like the graphics, the marketing. I do a food drive every year in my neighborhood, and we pass out the bags all over town, and then we drive up and down the streets and gather the bags. This year we're doing a drive-by. People actually are excited. They're excited to load the bag, get in the car, and again, it's an exchange. They're coming to the front of my house, drop off the bag. I mean, it's kind of exciting, and I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years now. People are excited about it.
That's a great twist. Thanks for sharing, because, you know, I've been getting a lot of questions, you know, because we do in our offices, we create a flyer and, you know, to the agents, customize it with the food drive, etc. And we didn't think yet about how to do it, but there we go. Now I've learned a new thing, how I can share with other people, whoever is watching, that instead of that, just do a drive-by, come to a place of some kind, could be the house of or whatever, and drop it there. Yeah, good point. Thanks.
And it's kind of clever. Our marketing department, I don't know if it was Heather or Christine, my assistant, but most of the houses in my neighborhood were built, well, they were all built in the 60s. So most of them are still original owners or people that have been here over 20 years. And they did a 50s, like, you know, the 50s drive-in. So it was like kind of a 50s type of drive-by instead of drive-in.
Yeah.
So now I have to come up with something clever. Kind of fun.
How about you, Al? Anything you picked up the last few months, practice from someone else that's like, that's cool, that could help me? Or
Yeah, for the listings, so when we consult with the listings, due to the pandemic, we prefer the homes be vacant, and then I'll have a service clear out the homes. And what we can do with an empty home is basically virtually stage it. Then we'll shoot some videos, and that way people don't have to come to the house. They can actually do a walkthrough through the house, and we have it virtually staged. Now pictures of it empty. And with the open houses, not the open houses, with the scheduled showings, I've been using showing time. And with showing time, I usually do 15 to 30-minute blocks. And that really alleviated my schedule, because the agents, the buyer's agents, just use showing time. They can just schedule the showing. I get the feedback and approve it, and they're good to go. Where before they would call me, they'd say, book me in at this time. I have to wait for the feed. And then another agent would call for that same time, and it was just like a nightmare. So the showing time really helped streamline that whole scheduling of the showings. So those couple of things helped me out a lot.
I think the best thing, you guys will probably all agree, is that you don't have to show the house unless they're for sure qualified. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
and that's
You don't have to take anybody out anymore unless they're absolutely ready and able.
Yeah.
yeah, and Al, to your point and what you said as well, Julie, really those few months, the last few months taught us that we can be even more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, because none of this is really new. Zoom is not new.
That's right.
What you've mentioned, Al, how you doing, like showing time, I don't think it's a new app. I think it's been around for quite some time.
Yes.
Right? So,
Yeah.
but look, we didn't really utilize it. You just evolve and adapt.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, no?
Yeah.
It
Yeah, it's
just
And
kind of
Meny, I'm
forcing
not
the other
camera
agents
shy.
to do it. It's kind of
Right.
forcing the other agents to be more organized about their
Mhm.
showings too, so they're not all over the place, which is good.
it can be a lot stricter with other agents, but also with your clients.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably all have the clients who kind of sort of want to look at a home, but they're not done with the lender yet. And here you are. Well, this is what the seller wants, preferably no people in their house, but if they have to, we have to do the mask and everything, but also you have to be a real buyer. And it's nowadays maybe easier to tell people, I'm not doing anything until you're done with what we need to have done. So that has definitely helped too. And all the, like the Zoom and do your buyer presentation online. I have it really all set up because you have a PDF here and you have a file there, but now you were actually forced to do it. So that sped up that process, which is actually, you know, you're more structured and you can do things in a more precise way, which is, I think, great for all parties.
Yeah, which I appreciate, because I think all of us, one thing that all of us gained, besides maybe a little bit of weight the last few months, is time, is efficiency.
Yeah.
You know, and look, I mean, 5 minutes over here, 10 minutes over there, 6 minutes over there, pack it all together, less driving time, what have you. I mean, those are, you know, we earn a few hours a day. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And
Right?
Meny, just think of all the people that got over their like me. Like, I don't care what I look like. I'm on Zoom, I'm on FaceTime, whatever. I mean, like before, everybody was so nervous to interact, you know, through video and
True.
and like, okay, whatever. Makeup, no makeup, hair, no hairdo.
Yeah, I gave a makeup a long time ago. So
Good.
where do you think this whole thing is gonna take us? Like, you know, you right now, you have the crystal ball. We're in 2021, right? Second quarter, third quarter of 2021. How does it look like? Or how would you like it to look like?
It'll just be efficiency off the charts. If people want to do it through, I just sold the house over the weekend through Facebook.
Nice.
I mean, not through Facebook, through FaceTime. We had multiple offers. They did it through FaceTime. I mean, since when would it be normal to sell a house through FaceTime?
Sure.
I mean, that's nice. They were in Texas.
Yeah.
And again, they're moving closer to be near their parents.
Yeah, I think efficiency will rule the real estate world basically from now on. It will only get better. We get more comfortable with it. And I think that the market that we have now will be here for a little bit longer, because I assume we want the economy to go back to better, and we need cheap money for that. So I think there's going to be, you know, a lot of buyers out there for a long time. I think the
What
market
about,
will
I've been thinking lately about these forbearances. So there's people out there that haven't been paying their mortgage for 6 months, and now they got to come up with 6 months worth of mortgage. How many are there? And are they going to be able to do it? And what happens when many of them can't?
Maybe they'll come up with a program, like a refi program.
Yeah, they're a loan mod. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's certainly, but I think there's an opportunity there. Maybe not today, but in 2021, I can see those opportunities coming.
Yeah, and I will share. I shared some stats. The second meeting in September, and you see that there's increase in the you know, loan delinquencies overall. Just kind of spiked up since May and June, or June more accurately.
Well, because they weren't reporting them. Don't forget.
Right.
They weren't allowed to report them.
Correct. But you know, on one hand, you think about real estate, say like, there's opportunity. On the other hand, you know, you think about just hardship, etc. You know, we don't really want it to go there in that sense.
Well, but the thing is, before it was a hardship. Right now, and you know, maybe initially, people have an opportunity to get out of this because the market's good, prices are up. You know,
Well,
I'm not saying the market's going to crash, but I'm saying there's people that are going to have to be relieved.
well said, yeah, and it's gonna be also interesting to see because I don't know, you know, you can, it's like it's a whole different topic, by the way, right? But it can definitely be. Oh, and by the way, as a side note, tomorrow after the team meeting, well, around 2 p.m. tomorrow, October 7th, 2 p.m. we have a class, both live in Long Beach. Our title team are going to be there, and going to be over the Facebook as well in our group. But they're going to talk about exactly that, about the NODs and about the REO market, etc. How to prepare, how to look, and etc. And the reason I'm saying that because I don't even know if right now they're sending NODs because of the forbearances, etc. But you, as you well said, Roger, like you as a professional, well, once it's going to trigger, how can you allocate that, and how can you reach out as in sense of like servicing and helping to see what are the options before maybe they're going to go into short sale or foreclosures, etc. So I understand where we're going with this, and it's definitely a valid point. And back to, you know, as a professional, what kind of opportunities can I seek and understand what's out there for sure.
How does that play into all the rentals that people are renting that aren't paying?
Right.
That's going to be a huge overlap too. Now, the people that are renting, the homeowners, are they going to just, the non-owner occupied, are they going to sell because they just don't want to deal with it anymore? Or are they going to evict and get new tenants? And if they get new tenants, if there's an onslaught of evictions that all become empty, does that mean the rental market goes up or down? It goes down. So now the people that are getting foreclosed are going to go in the low rent. Yeah, it's going to, I mean, it depends on how much equity those people are holding in their rental property.
And I have a client now, so she owns 2 homes in Sherman Oaks, like, you know, sort of newer homes, and she's moving from the one she's been living in into her rental. And I'm kind of thinking like, you should sell this house, not re-rent it, because it's her personal residence. It's tax-free profit. Why rent it in California? Like at this time, I don't know. It seems crazy to me when people, you know, aren't having to pay their rents. Like the, you know, the landlord rights are not going to get any better for us.
Yeah,
here.
but if she makes it a rental in 2 years, then she could 1099 it.
She could, but right now it's free money.
It's free.
Oh, she's over 55.
It's her personal residence. No, it's her personal residence.
Oh,
She's lived in it. So yeah, she sells it. She's got, you know, they're a married couple. They got 500,000 profit free.
Right.
I'd probably do that.
Yeah, it's all about the strategy, and that's what I appreciate about you guys and other in our profession, that you approach it more of as a consultant versus just a salesperson.
Yeah.
It makes such a big difference, right? Someone's dog's agreeing with us, by the way. One more question before we're gonna finish this this mastermind is, what would you recommend or give advice to others, you know, our peers in the industry, that they should do more of during those times? One thing.
Just maintain kindness, I think. I think the best agents out there maintain kindness. It's really not about the money. You're providing a service. You have to continue to provide a service.
Yeah, appreciate that. It's great. What else, guys?
And you know, that's 100% true. I mean, if you're always looking. I mean, that's what it always is like that, is just to be of service. And then the business comes, you know, and it's just a natural flow. And it may not feel like it, like you could be, you know, oh my gosh, you know, for 30 or 60 days, nothing's happening. But if you, and all of a sudden it happens, it's like, where did that come from? Well, you know, that's where it came from. And then also I would just say, you know, for me personally, you know, just take care of yourself, you know, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because, you know, we're trying to convince people to depend on us. And if we're not right, we're going to, you know, it's going to come off that way. I think, you know, if we're not, you know, at peace with ourselves, you know, we cannot offer that peace to others.
Mm-hmm.
I think keep plugging away if you are working. And if you have given up on 2020, start focusing on setting yourself up now for next year, because we only really have 2 months left.
Yeah.
And, you know, after Thanksgiving, everybody is in la la land. Hopefully we are not, but I think that's very important to start working on 2021.
Yeah, I love it. If anybody out there gave up on 2020, don't go in 2020. It's not, don't do that, guys. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like 2020 just started. I can't believe it's over. What happened?
I saw this little post that says something about dear God, if you can reset 2020, it has a virus.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Al, what about you?
I have to agree with all you guys. It starts with the mindset, but you know, the health. So your physical health is going to play into your mindset as well. If you're not physically healthy, it's hard to have a positive mindset. And then from your positive mindset, your words, your actions become habits. Those habits are going to be your character, and that character is going to determine your destination. We come from contribution, come from giving and helping others, it's going to come back to us.
True. Very true.
Well said. And I will add, do more of what you're good at. Find your strengths and do more of that, because it's got to be good and it's got to be helpful and it's going to be beneficial for you and for other people. And the second part that will complement that is do more for others. If it happened to complement your strengths, that's a triple win for you, for them, and for the world. So do more of what you're good at, and the rest will follow. Anything else you guys want to share before I'm going to let you go back to your busy day?
Okay.
Back to Dutchland, Robbie, not
That's right.
Dutchland.
Speak some Dutch after I hang up.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Meny.
Well, I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing, and thanks everybody for
appreciate
watching
you.
us as well.
Bye, all.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Meny.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, Al.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, Meny.
How are you?
Good. I was really